From pandemic that no one will ever forget, to crazy wildfires, to police brutality, 2020 has been a crazy year so far, as I think everybody can agree. Cursed, crazy, one thing after another are some ways that people have explained it so far. This year honestly brought out the worst of people. Over the next few minutes, I will be talking about something that should not have happened. But because it happened, in the ways that people handled it, by not giving up on finding justice for this man, has brought attention to police brutality for the better. The death of George Floyd is one thing this year that will change the world forever. Police brutality has always been an issue, but this one specific death that should not have happened caused riots, protests, and people fighting for justice for this man. George Floyd was not resisting arrest, nor was he hostile in any way towards the officers. A store employee called 911 after George Floyd paid for cigarettes with a fake $20 bill. Being a new employee, he was unaware that Mr. Floyd was a regular customer and was just following protocol. According to BBC News, the first officer that arrived on scene, Thomas Lane, approached Floyd's car and drew his gun, ordering Floyd to show his hands. It is not clear why he felt he should have drawn his gun to begin with. So Lane already started the arrest with a hostile and uncomfortable attitude. And then it started to escalate. A struggle began to pursue when officers tried to put Floyd in the squad car. He fell to the ground, saying that he was claustrophobic. While he was on the floor is whenever Mr. Chauvin put his knee between his neck and his head and kept it there for 7 minutes, 46 seconds, killing Mr. Floyd. The officers mocked him and told him to stop talking when he was telling them and pleading that he could not breathe. As much as he gasped for air, and the bystanders told the officers he could not breathe, Derek Chauvin did not release pressure off of his neck. Floyd said things such as, "You're going to kill me, man. Please, please, please," and "I can't breathe," but the officers didn't listen. The only acknowledgement he got was his murderer telling him, "Then stop talking, stop yelling. It takes a heck of a lot of oxygen to talk." Officer Quang was convinced to check Floyd's pulse, and even after saying he could not find one, his partner did not get off Mr. Floyd. After Floyd passed away, people believed that police officers did not get enough punishment for murder. It started protests. The protests started off as peaceful, but police as well as people started to make it violent. This turned protests into riots. According to the New York Times, there were protests in at least 140 cities, and the National Guard had to be sent out to at least 21 states. Officers were firing rubber bullets and using tear gas to stop protests, even the peaceful ones. And this is what made people want to start riots, destroy cities, and start to be violent. So a man got murdered by a police officer. Someone who is supposed to protect and serve killed a man that was pinned to the floor, unable to defend himself. George Floyd's death should not have ever happened. However, it has opened eyes to police brutality, and the fact that this happens more than we think is ridiculous. This man was killed over a counterfeit $20 bill, pinned to the floor pleading, "I can't breathe," while a police officer knelt on his neck, killing him. This should have never happened. This left a woman without a husband and a baby without a father, as well as the rest of families and friends grieving over his loss. George Floyd has a baby girl named Gianna, and there is a GoFundMe for her. If you have extra money... George Floyd has a baby girl named Gianna, and there's a GoFundMe for her to have extra money for college and anything else if she needs. So if you can, I'm sure every dollar is much appreciated. Thank you.